This is the preview for the Lask versus Manchester United, or LASK versus Man United. Not too sure. But yeah, just wanted to touch on the great run of form that we're on at the moment, which is obvious for all to see. Now, also the fact that we're going to be looks like we're going to be playing behind closed doors, which is a new thing for me. I've never experienced that before. Obviously, going to be watching that on TV. But so we still be able to watch it on TV. So as far as I'm aware, don't need to worry about. However, that being said, behind closed doors may be beneficial to us just purely because we will not have the away crowd syndrome to deal with. So yeah, for me, it's going to be a bit of a strange one with just the fact that we're going to be playing with no crowd. Like I say, it may benefit us, it may not, but I'm banking on us actually getting a big win. I'm banking on us pretty much putting a few past Lask. That comes in. I'll go through my lineup in just a moment, but my confidence in the fact that we're going to put a few past Lask, or LAASK, whichever you want to call it, is the fact that we are in a very good vein of form at the moment. And to touch on but a few subjects of positivity, I will keep banging on about the fact that we're not conceding goals, and we're not conceding goals against very, very good teams. Now, we've done this for quite some time now, as it's been well reported, well documented. We're on a 10-game streak with not losing, so that's very beneficial to us, obviously, very beneficial to the players in terms of building their confidence. But one of the things that I think is very interesting is the fact that since Bruno's come, you've got Matic that has hit some form because we've been managing his game time, which is why one of the reasons I don't think he'll start against Lask. But as I say, we'll go through the team lineup in just a moment. But as I say, Matic's resurgence for form has been brilliant for us. As we all know, he was heading out the door summertime, transfer window into Milan. We're sniffing around him, but as it stands, he's signed a new contract for another year. So, looks good for Matic at the moment, but I still feel like we may need to upgrade in that position as well. We have got a bit of a tested times. This is the time now where we're going into the final third of the season, where we hopefully going to get into a couple of finals, hopefully going to make top four, which will impact us going forward for the next season in a massive, massive way. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we fare over the next couple of months. So realistically, if we do well, finish fourth and have 2 trophies by the end of the season. What do you guys feel about that? Do you think that's going to be an option? Do you think that's going to be something that's likely, or are we going to come up short on all 3 fronts? I would say we're likely to get a trophy. I would say we're probably just going to miss out on top 4, but you never know. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we can do it. To go through the lineup now, I think we're going to make a lot of changes, but still remaining dangerous. I've gone for Sergio Romero in goal, Diego Dallo, Bailly, Lindelof, and Brandon Williams. So we've still got a bit of an attacking threat coming from the back, from Dallo and Brandon Williams, so which is good. Gone with, I think Ollie will line up with McTominay, Bruno, and Mata. Trying to get it done on the first leg is probably a smart thing to do. So how he'd line up, I feel he'll line up with Bruno as a number 8 as opposed to a number 10. Mata sitting in front of McTominay and Bruno. And then a front 3 of, hopefully, Daniel James, Mason Greenwood, and Odion Ighalo will get another start and hopefully get another couple of goals. So that'd be good to see. So hopefully we can line up with a pretty strong midfield. I think Fred will get a rest. I think he probably needs a rest as well. Played a lot of games, a lot of minutes, and been playing very well. So hopefully we don't wear him down. So I'd like to see the fact that we kind of use our squad a little bit in this one, because that's what squads are there for, obviously. So if we can use our squad to full effect, make use of the players that haven't been getting much minutes, and get the result, fantastic. Do you guys think that we can do that though? Do you think we can manage to rest a good number of our starters and get a result? Or do you feel like we'll end up, if you like, giving the game away or the tie away if we do indeed end up starting with a weakened lineup, so to speak? I feel like we can get it done. So with Mason Greenwood up top, with Odi Nagalo, who has impressed a lot of people. I wasn't one of those that was surprised in terms of, how he's been performing, because I was one of those people that was saying, I think he'll do okay. Premier League experience. All it will need is him getting up to match fitness, and I think you've seen a composure on him as well, which has been fantastic. I feel like him being a separate option to what we've already got, him being part of a plan B to what we've already got up top, I feel like it's a massive has a massive effect on us. So brilliant. I would like to say that we're gonna do them over, as I said, 3-4-1. I can feel some goals coming up. I feel like obviously Greenwood hasn't had many minutes in the last couple of games, so he's due to start, as is Ogalo. Daniel James with that pace. I think Daniel James will line up on the left-hand side, left wing. Greenwood, right wing. Ogalo straight down the middle. 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, I should say, is probably how Ollie's going to line them up. So yeah, let's have a look. Rasmus A says, hello, nice to see you. How's it going? All good, Rasmus, man. Much appreciated for joining us again today, especially with your recovery. Yeah, this is coming off tomorrow, saying that. So yeah, it's all good. It comes off tomorrow. Can't wait. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's coming off, man. Real happy with that. So yeah, no, I appreciate that, Rasmus. Who else is in the chat? Let's see. Nab Moa, like you. Good work. Yeah, mate, appreciate it. Good work done as well. So I think you're referring to the new setup behind me. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the caps there. I've got some other Man United caps there as well. St Matt Busby Way Stadium. To Man United caps, I'm a cap man, just in case you guys didn't know. So yeah. Got the Bruno Fernandes flag there as well, repping the Bruno Fernandes, loving it. So yeah, yeah, I thought I'd just throw a few bits up. Went to the mega store obviously after watching before watching the Man United Man City game the other day. So thought I'd get a few bits, throw them on the wall, dress it up a little bit more. But yeah, I am expecting us, as I was just saying, I'm expecting us to do LASK, otherwise known as Lask, 3-4-1. I'm feeling the goals, feeling confident about if Bruno starts with Mata, they seem to have built up a nice little relationship. So looking forward to seeing that again. Could have done with seeing that, I think, beforehand. I don't know. Obviously, Mata, you need to be able to be getting around, I think, against City, closing City down. So I think we've done well on that front. But yeah. Let's have a look. Who else is in the chat? Muzo, Black Tar. How's it going, my brother? I think Agala will play. I'm hoping Agala will play, man, because he's done really well. When he's played, it looks so cool. When he came on against Manchester City, I was boring out to see him come on a pitch, man, because it was crying out for his physicality. The ball wasn't sticking up top. It kept coming straight back to us, and we've done so well defensively, man. We've done so well defensively. So I'm so gassed to see how well we're playing in terms of not conceding goals. And the longer that continues, the more games we'll win, because we will create chances and we will score goals. But it's just a case of how many, and if we can be consistent with scoring a high amount of goals. So I hope Igalo plays. I think he will do. He's due to start anyway. So yeah, done well in the last game he started in. So he needs to play. Has Pogba accepted to stay? That is gonna be the next topic. So I've just been looking up some stuff on that one as well. So we shall touch on that in just a minute for sure. I'm hoping to do a watch along. It just depends on how my internet's running, because as you can see, it's flickering a little bit. Is it flickering a bit for you guys as well? It seems like it is on my screen, so it just depends on how the internet's going. Dean Ryan, all right, Shane, like your classic kits. It's there, man. I've got the blue and white one turning up soon, so hopefully that hurries up as well. Would you give Bruno a rest now? I think he's getting tired. Yeah, me personally. So my lineup, I don't know if you missed it. Just to rerun back through the lineup that I think Ollie will go with. So my predictions on my previews is only what I think Ollie will do, not necessarily what I would like him to do. But my predicted lineup is Romero, Dallo, Lindelof, and Williams as making up the back four/back five. McTominay, Bruno, and Mata in a midfield three, with Bruno taking up the number 8 role as opposed to number 10. And then a front three of Greenwood, James, and Igalo. So I think he's going to start Bruno Fernandes. I would very much like him to have a rest, because he, against City, he's bombing around, boom, 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 boom. Again, when I went to watch the Man United Man City game, that was the first time I've seen Bruno in the flesh, and he's just a dynamo, man. He's up and down, up and down. He's orchestrating to people, saying, you go that way, you go that way, you cover this space. When he's going and pressing, he's looking around to see if anyone is pressing with him. So for me, Bruno is that guy where he's orchestrating, he is commanding, he demands respect. He gets it because he's putting in the work as well. So for me, Bruno does need a rest. For me, he deserves a rest. I'd love to see him rest. However, I don't think Ollie will give him a rest. I think he'll try and win the tie early. And if we're doing that, then he'll take off Bruno pretty early as well. So hopefully, if he does start with Bruno, that we get the game under control very early, so Bruno can have a rest, that's for sure. If he doesn't, I can see him starting Pereira in that position, but I think he'll go with Bruno to try and get to control of the tie. But yeah, I am going to come back to the subject about Pogba, and if he's accepted to stay or not. Daniel Mensah, will Pogba, it's on new contract, affect Grealish deal? Just going to get onto that Pogba one, so I'll get back to that one on you there, Daniel. Do you think United will go unbeaten with the rest of the games we have left? That's such a really good question, that is, Daniel, in all honesty. I'd love to say that we've got to go unbeaten. Realistically, the next game is crucial, because the next game is against Spurs. Do I think we're going to beat Spurs? Yes, I do. Do I think we're going to go the rest of the season unbeaten? It's a very, very, very strong possibility with the running that we have going forward. I'm just going to try and bring up the fixtures, actually. But yeah, I do feel like it's a massive possibility. I think we'll have 1 or 2 more draws, which is why I think it will affect us where we're going to end up finishing. So if we can avoid, obviously, getting losses, we've got a massive opportunity. I think we will avoid losing, but it's the draws, man. I think we'll come back to bite us in the rear end, because as it stands, we're not there in terms of the form yet. So I'd like to say that's going to be the case, but I just do not know, in all honesty. So after the Lask game, or Lask, is whichever it's called, I don't know. We've got Spurs away. That's a Sunday late afternoon kickoff. Then we've got obviously the return leg against Lask. Then we've got Norwich away. Then we've got Brighton away. Then we've got Bournemouth at home. We need to get some revenge on Bournemouth. Then we've got Aston Villa away. Then we've got Southampton at home. And then last game of the season is Crystal Palace away for us. So the schedule after the Tottenham game, which is away, it looks quite favourable for us. So going the rest of the season unbeaten, I think, is a very real possibility. I think we will. But in terms of not dropping any points whatsoever, I think there's a draw in there, 1 or 2 draws in there, which is why I think there's a possibility of us missing out on top 4. Any update about Rashford? Yes, Rashford's looking at possibly coming back from what's been reported at the end of April. So obviously that's not going to leave him. How many games will that leave Rashford if he comes back at the end of April? That'll leave him 1 or 2 games. So that's, we may as well say Rashford's out for the rest of the season, because if he does come back in April, when he'll only have a couple of games available. So, yeah, Bruno did win best player in the Premier League for February, which he absolutely deserved. Going back to the point about Pogba, Mr. Pogba. Palmeiras is in the house. What's going on, bruv? You good? Pogba. Listen, the reports are suggesting that, yes, he is potentially looking at doing a U-turn. But on the other hand, his brother is still coming out saying that he wants to leave. So that was reported in the Daily Mail about Pogba wanting to possibly do a U-turn. Normally, when there's some weight to it, we have multiple sources reporting the same thing. So I don't know, because I can't find it in many places, in many sources. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if the fact that, obviously I'd like it to be the case, but because we picked up some form, we showed some consistency, some resiliency, and some quality, beating some big sides along the way and keeping clean sheets. Obviously 8 in the last 10, only conceding 2 goals, one of those of which were De Gea threw it to Calvert-Lewin. I would love to think that Pogba's seen all this and he's thought, I won't mind staying here. But it all comes down to winning. It all comes down to whether or not Pogba feels like he can win at Manchester United or not. He's at the stage in his career now where he's at the age of, what is he, 26 now, where he feels like he needs to be winning. Football career is obviously not very long, so I can understand him feeling like he needs to win. But wherever he does go, if he does go, there is no guarantees that he's going to win there. Obviously, with Italy now, with the resurgence of Inter Milan, signing every man and his dog from Manchester United, Inter Milan is going to be a threat to Juventus going forward, obviously. Lazio is a threat to Juventus going forward. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are always a threat to Real Madrid. So there's no guarantees, should he leave Manchester United, that he's going to win. Obviously, he feels like it's a better opportunity for him winning elsewhere, which is why he came out in the summer saying that he feels like it now might be the best time for a new challenge. But ultimately, I don't know. I'd be lying if I said I believe the reports of Pogba saying that he's going to do a U-turn and he's going to stay at Manchester United. But at the same time, those reports have just come out of nowhere. So, you know, but I have thought to myself before, I wonder if Pogba now, seeing all this great form that we're churning out, if he thinks to himself, I wonder if we can do something special with Bruno coming through the door, with Aguero coming through the door. If we get Champions League football for next season and we win a competition this season, does Pogba turn around and think to himself, maybe it's worth staying? Because, as I say, there's no guarantees if he's going to win elsewhere. But he obviously came back to Manchester United because he saw there was a project starting and he wanted to be a part of that. Obviously, Ibrahimovic come across, which is a big part of it as well, them being the same agent. So, unfinished business, he felt like, as he reported when he came back. But maybe it's a strong possibility because our form's that good at the moment that there is every possibility that Pogba's looking now and he's saying, yeah, I feel like we can do something special if I stay. With the right investment as well in the summer, which Man United almost have no choice but to do, because the further away we get from winning stuff and being title contenders, the less of a fan base there's going to be. So they've kind of got no choice. Yeah, they're reaping in loads of cash at the moment, but that's only going to last for a certain period of time as we remain unsuccessful, as we remain no longer one of Europe's elites. So yeah, the Glazers have to invest whether they want to or not. So yeah, Pogba staying remains to be seen, but there are reports of Pogba saying yes, he does want to stay. Yes, he does want to sign a new contract, taking him up to around £400,000 a week, plus bonuses. Yes, there are reports. I can only find 1 or 2 reports, those sources. You normally, like I say, if this was a reputable source, a reputable report, there would be normally multiple sources jumping all over this. So I don't want to jump on the bandwagon just yet. I do want to try and do a bit more research and try and find out if this is legit or not. But for now, yes, there has been a report. Do I believe it? Probably not yet, because his brother's still saying, his brother knows him well. Obviously, he's going to talk to his brothers. They're both, his twin brothers are both professional footballers as well. So his brother's still saying, he's come out saying Pogba wants to leave. So that kind of almost refutes what the newspaper has said. Not to say there's not a possibility. Even Raiola came out and said that Pogba could be interested in signing a new contract. You know, but at this present time, anything's possible because of how good we're doing. That's what I will say. I'd like to keep Pogba, but he seems to be very injury prone. He's been out for a month minimum every season he's been here. I wouldn't say he's injury prone, but yeah, he does have injuries. I wouldn't say major injuries either, but yeah, when he's been here, since he's been here, he's had a few injuries. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about Pogba's fitness, but he's quite robust. This is the worst injury that Pogba's actually had since he's been with us. Um, Obviously it's kept him out for a long, well, a good, well, most of the season, hasn't it? Really. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't say Pogba's injury prone, but it's something to look at. It's another thing to look at. What I would say is a worry is if we did sell Pogba, would we be able to replace Pogba? I don't think so. I don't think so. I know Grealish coming in as one of the questions earlier. Grealish coming in is a big possibility, and if Pogba did stay, and obviously we've got Bruno, we've got McTominay, we've got Fred, we've got Matic, we're looking at Jude Bellingham. If Pogba did stay, I couldn't see us signing Grealish realistically, because then you've got four central midfielders. I feel like Ollie would almost be forced to play four central midfielders. So I don't know. I don't know if he would still then chase Grealish, because ultimately, would you need to go and chase Grealish? Would you? I don't feel like we'd need to. If we've got Pogba, if we've got Bruno, if we've got McTominay, if we've got Fred, if we've got Matic, if we go and get Jude Bellingham as well, then we've also got Mata. We've got Timothy Fosu and Mensah coming back. Would we need to go sign Grealish? Plus, we're looking at a winger as well. It would cause a good problem for us, because obviously you want as many good players on your team. You want as many good players on your team that can create opportunities for others and create opportunities for themselves. So Bruno and Pogba in this side is frightening. With Fred and Matic, or with Fred and McTominay, yeah, man, it sounds good to me. With them boys in front of the defence, with them boys behind the midfield of strike force of Rashford and Martial, or Rashford and Greenwood, or Rashford and Igalo, or vice versa, one of those variants. I don't know. So, but what that does do is give the opposition a problem. That's what I do know. If we have those guys, Pogba, Fred, McTominay, Bruno, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, the best one-on-one defender in the league in Europe. And these words aren't my own. If we have all those players on the same team, Bailly, Brandon Williams, Luke Shaw, we've had all those players on the same team. You guys have seen what a problem it causes when we're not at full strength, without Rashford, our top goal scorer, without Pogba, our best all-round player, even though Bruno Fernandes has come in and smashed it. Imagine we have those two boys back as well. Imagine how dangerous it would be with those guys as well. It's frightening. It's frightening, not for us, for all the other teams. If we can line up with all those players, I've got to say it again: Rashford, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, Rashford, Igalo, all those guys, Pogba, Bruno, McTominay, Matic. Frightening. It would be over for a lot of teams, especially as Ollie seems to be getting his tactical nous underneath him. It'd be frightening for a lot of these teams. So it'd be very, very interesting to see how we line up, if we can line up. Oh, frightening for these guys, frightening for the rest of the teams. I feel for them. I really would. I really would. Agile Justice, what's going on, man? My hand is my thumb. I should say it's because it's my thumb. It's there. It's my thumb. I've dislocated it, broke it, done a ligament, so it's just my thumb. All this is all good. So it's only got a cast up to there, but yeah, it's all good. Cast comes off tomorrow, so yeah, much appreciated, Ajay there, man. Much love for that. I'd love to see Pogba stay, really. Yeah, Ajay, I completely agree with you, man. Just touched on that as well. If Pogba stays, who knows? It'd be fantastic if Pogba stays. But in any case, back to the Lask and Manchester United. Went off on a tangent there, getting excited about the prospect of the players we already have at the club, not to mention who could come to the club in the summer. Sorry, so got running away with myself there. We'll save that one for a transfer update as well, okay? So back to my prediction, as I said before, 3-4-1 against Lask. I think because we will make loads of changes. For those of you that missed my predicted team lineup, I've gone for Sergio Romero in goal, Dalot, Bailly, Lindelof, and Williams as a back four. And then as part of three in midfield, I've gone with McTominay and Bruno and Mata. I feel like, and the reason I've gone with my predicted lineup for that is because I feel like Oli will try and kill the game off early, and I feel like if he feels like if Bruno and Mata start, that's a lot of creativity there, and with a goal threat of both of them being able to score goals, Mata and Bruno, and obviously McTominay popping up as well. I think he'll go over as a 4-2-3-1 as the wingers slash attacking forwards. I think he'll go with Daniel James on the left and Mason Greenwood on the right, and Ighalo straight down the middle. That's what I feel like he'll go with. So I hope, as you guys touched on earlier, about Bruno getting a rest, I would love that to be the case. No need to play him in the first leg if he feels like the players that we have available otherwise will be able to get it done. But I feel like he'll try and get the tie done early, then possibly bring off Bruno at halftime if it gets done. If we're 3-0 up at halftime, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, it'd be good if that was the case. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, man. Jai says, great, glad to see you're getting better. Yeah, man, much appreciated, bro. On the mend. No more pain, man. No more painkillers for a long time. I'm one of those people that don't like taking painkillers, so call me a fool, but I'm just one of those people. So yeah, man. But yeah, also I think he'll go on the top in terms of the bench. I think we're gonna have a young bench. I feel like because we need to have a bit of, we need to obviously he's trying to sign a new contract now. I feel like he'll need to, yeah, he'll need to give opportunities to these players. Twinzabe is on the way back from injury. So is Timothy Fosu-Mensah. So I feel like he's going to need to be giving these players game time. So I feel like they'll be on the bench, which in turn means obviously because Martial didn't train today, neither did Pogba, which was expected him to return to train this week. So said Oli. But obviously Martial had a big gash in his leg due to the collision with Edison in the Manchester derby. So I feel like there'll be a few players missing off the bench, and he'll go with a few younger lads, giving them the possibility of an opportunity. And if we can put it to bed early in this time, then the return leg, we'll definitely see some more younger, fresher faces as well. Palmeiras says, if we did sell Pogba, what sort of player would you want? Right winger, CM or CDM, striker or centre back? Personally, I think we should prioritise a right winger or a CDM. So to echo what you've said there, Palmeiras, I happen to agree with you purely because at centre back we have Twinzabe and Bailly coming back, and I feel like we need to give them the opportunity to try and prove themselves. I also said if Martial can get another 5 to 10 goals between from the time Rashford went down, I said if Martial can get another 5 to 10 goals between then and the end of the season, this is his time to shine. We should be looking at keeping him. If not, we need to be bringing in someone else as the main number 9. He's doing it. He's on track to score the 5 to 10 goals between now and the end of the season from when Rashford got injured. So yeah, I'd go with a right midfielder. I'd also go with a CDM as the priority as a priority signing. Because we've signed Ighalo and he's doing so well, I'd give Ighalo another season, whether it's on loan or a short-term deal. And I'd also go for the specialist central midfielder, because if we do sell Pogba, we will need cover. I don't believe if we sell Pogba, I don't believe he'll go and buy another central midfielder, because I feel like Oli believes in Fred and McTominay, and because we've got Matic as well, I feel like he'll need to focus on a central midfielder. I'm talking an Ndidi, a Kante, that kind of type player. That's the kind of quality we need to be bringing in for CDM. So if we do sell Pogba, we definitely need to strengthen our right mid, because if we keep Pogba, I feel like he has to go with 2 up top and a diamond. But if we do sell Pogba, it kind of makes it easy for him, because then he can chase Sancho. If you keep Pogba, you're obviously going to have to start Pogba. You're obviously going to have to start Bruno, and you're probably going to go with Matic as your starting 3 midfielders. If you're trying to play a free. If you're not playing a free, then you're going to have to play Fred as well, which makes 4. You're going to look at diamond then. If you're just playing as a free, then you're going to need a specialist right winger, a la Jadon Sancho, or you're going to need a floating inside forward a la Jack Grealish, them kind of guys. So yeah, I'd definitely prioritise a right winger and a CDM for sure. Striker, Martial's doing it at the moment, and Igalo's obviously showing a lot of promise. He's that experienced guy, and we've also got Mason Greenwood coming through. So at the moment, and then obviously we'll have Rashford still. So at the moment, I'm content with the forward situation. I'm content with the centre-back situation. Wan-Bissaka's a bad man. Wan-Bissaka is the best one-on-one defender in Europe, hands down, no contest. That's what I will say. Daniel mentioned saying why Pogba didn't train today. So from what I read, reports are just suggesting that he's still doing his own bit. He's still doing his own fitness work in terms of his recovery. From what I understand, there isn't a setback. There is not a setback. So hopefully it's a case of he's just following a specific regime, a specific timetable. Hopefully that's the case. So yeah, I'm just hoping that's what it is, and it's nothing more serious than that. But yeah, anyway, guys, we've been going for half an hour now. I will look to do a transfer update. I will get to be a lot more consistent, guys. Just got a lot of going on with work, kids, all that kind of stuff. So I will get more consistent with this. That much I promise, because I do enjoy doing it. I do love doing it. Yeah, and obviously I've been doing bits up and down with full-time Devils every now and then as well. So it's just been mega busy. Yeah, Wan-Bissaka to remove Sterling. Wan-Bissaka, man. Every time he comes up against Raheem Sterling doesn't want to know, man. You got all the football match pundits talking about Raheem Sterling needs to move to the other side because he doesn't get any joy from Wan-Bissaka. Listen, the match day pundits, they can't come on live TV and say, oh, Wan-Bissaka has Sterling in his pocket. But you can guarantee it, when they're off air, they're saying Wan-Bissaka has Sterling in his back pocket, and he's not taking him out of there for the last 4 games that they've met. That's what I guarantee they are saying. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for joining me. And I shall, like I say, probably do some more content tomorrow. If not, then Friday. And I shall see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for joining me, guys. See you soon. Take care.